The Question, page 150. All afternoon my belly aches. Maybe I should have eaten more, I tell myself. But I know the hurt of hunger well. Hunger is a wild dog gnawing on a dry bone, mad with impatience but hoping still. It isn't hunger I feel today. The pain is worse, one without pity like an icy night. This pain is a question, the one my heart will not stop asking. Why am I here, when so many others are not? Why should I have a desk and a pair of fine jeans and a soft place for my head to rest? Why should I have the freedom to hope while my brother and father sleep in bloodied earth, and should not take these gifts I do not deserve? And yet I know I'll take them, warm food, and soft bed, and fresh hope, holding on tight as the wild dog to the bone. Apple, page 152. Before ESL, we have homeroom. I don't like it. In my homeroom are only 3 other ESL students, and I don't speak their words. All the rest are from America. One morning, a folded paper waits on my homeroom desk. I think maybe it's a note to pass. I've seen other students hand paper to each other during the loud man in the wall named announcements. It's exciting to think I might already have a homeroom friend. When I open it, I see a picture. It's not a good drawing, but after a moment I can see it's a dead body made of bones. Hungry. Kenya. A boy in the back asks. His voice has knives in it. He holds up an apple, half eaten. None for me, thank you, I say, using my polite English words, and my home, I add, is not Kenya. It's Sudan. He tosses the apple across the room. It lands on my desk and drops to the floor. My homeroom teacher looks up from his newspaper. Can the flying fruit, he says. Of course I don't want the apple to be wasted. Can the flying fruit, he says. Of course I don't want the apple to be wasted. I pick it up off the floor and throw it back to the boy. It hits him in the nose. I'm a fine thrower of rocks and balls. It is not my fault the boy moved. The teacher gives me a detention slip. I'm not sure what this means, but I do know I'm the only one in class who receives one. I feel very lucky to be selected by my teacher for such an honor. Grocery store, page 155. The next afternoon, Hannah invites me to visit the grocery store with her. Her mother, she calls a foster, has asked her to buy some food for dinner. We take another bus to a place of many cars in neat rows. By the time we get there, the sun has already said good night. That's it, Hannah says. Safeway. There isn't enough food in the world to fill such a building, I say. I follow her inside and she grabs a shiny cart. You don't pay for this fine cart? I ask. You just borrow it, she explains. The grocery store has rows and rows of color, of light, of easy hope. Hannah moves down the aisle, but I stand like a tree rooted firm, my eyes too full of this place, with its answers to prayers on every shelf. Hannah glances over her shoulder. You okay? She asks. I reach out and touch a piece of bright green food I've never seen before, and I begin to cry. Hannah rushes to my side. It's okay, she says. We can leave if you want. She takes my hand and we leave the empty cart and go outside. We sit on the icy bench and wait for the bus. A car whooshes past. Its lights cut the gloom like the eyes of a great cat prowling for food in the moonlight. The story I tell Hannah on the way home. Page 158. In our tent in the camp, a baby was dying. Flies teased her eyes and her arms hung like broken sticks. Her mother was not much older than I am. All day long she whispered to the baby, drink, drink, drink. All day, all night. We couldn't sleep for the sound of it. But the baby had been hungry for too long and the bottle went untouched. And after a while, the mother stopped rocking and went silent. When the baby died, she covered her child with a feed sack and she said to no one. I told her to eat. Why wouldn't she eat? When I'm done with the story, I stare out the window at the sunless world. Hannah stares with me. This time, she's the one who cannot find any words.